I'm Serena, and today we're going to be talking about the Emperor. So the Emperor is represented by the astrological sign of Aries. So the Emperor kind of says, put your money where your mouth is, don't just speak about it, be about it. The Emperor holds a lot of confidence. So when the Emperor speaks, people quiet down to listen to hear his message clearly. And there are minimal misunderstandings, and his authority provides calmness during a storm. So he's very articulate, he's very confident. He holds so much authority that people kind of stop to take note of what he's saying because he is in charge. He's the emperor. So Aries, the sign representative of the emperor, is ruled by the planet of Mars, which is also known as the planet of war. This tells us that the emperor possesses all of the competency of a natural born leader and protector, and alongside it, the downside of the unchanging ruthlessness. So the emperor personifies power and social structure. If challenged, his feeling of powerless creates rigid chaos for all involved. The emperor could be calling you to use assertiveness, to build something from the ground up that will provide form to your life. He is a reminder to take responsibility for your actions and any destruction that may have occurred as a result of imposing your will upon others. Though the emperor is self-interested, his role is not of self-service. Instead, it is to provide protection, order, justice to his country. In this way, we can understand that the emperor sometimes is called the father. He stands as a symbol of social hierarchy, structure of civilization, law and order, and the patriarchy and the power behind them. The emperor exhibits traits of establishment, stability, and security. Without a sense of purpose, the emperor can become disenchanted with life and in turn succumb to his default of being aggressive, controlling, and unmoving. The emperor, ruled by the sign of Aries, has the astrological totem of the ram. He charges full speed ahead, full of pent-up energy. His assertion begs you to step into your own personal power and to be the paternal figure that you need at this time. Listen to the guidance of your father's voice who lives inside of you, or embody the voice that you wish you had heard. The emperor is known as the leader of leaders because he is the fire sign. He's the first of the zodiac. He leads the way. The ram leads the way. He is the most powerful, who does not have to exercise his authority to gain respect or cooperation. So his selfless thinking gives the impression that he has the interest of the group at heart. Therefore, people can consider his opinion in high regard. The emperor is both rational and logical, giving very little sympathy to excuses, much like the scales of justice. So his need to ensure order and security causes him to plan for the future, and he expects everyone else to do the same. The emperor sends a message that says, take control of your own life. Don't let others control you, and don't try to control others. I can do nothing for you but work on myself, and you can do nothing for me but work on yourself. Ram Dass. So by having complete control over yourself, others will have nothing to do with you but what you allow them. You will show nothing of yourself to others but the best of yourself. The emperor is a call to establish strong boundaries and accept nothing less than respect. He encourages you to be a bold and meticulous communicator, despite how uncomfortable it might feel inside. Confidence is something that you can embody, not something that you are. Embrace your own power by creating a realistic plan and executing it. Set goals that will ensure drive and growth simultaneously. Hit the important milestones without overthinking or getting distracted, as Aries tends to do. The key to manifest with the emperor is to use impulsivity to be brave enough to suck at something new. Try something immediately and learn as you go. Keep the big picture in mind as you take initiative and assert yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you either. The Emperor is calling you to create rules, structure, stability in your life at this time, or in regards to this particular area of your life. It is time to become someone that you can count on. In the process of reparenting ourselves, we oftentimes still have to acquire the skill of being dependable, something that our father may or may not have possessed as we observed him. So not being dependable to others, but being able to depend on yourself to be a diligent self-starter. No one, again, will give you a step-by-step guide to achieve your goals or your dreams, as your father may have once done for you. The Emperor personifies Aries, the leader of the 12 zodiac signs. As I said, he leads the crowd as the first sign of the astrological new year after the spring equinox. His totem is the ram. I like to imagine all 12 totems standing behind a closed gate, waiting to start down the path of life just beyond. And at the front, the ram uses his rock-like horns to burst the doors open and beginning the journey. Where others hesitate, the Emperor, the ram, Aries, charges ahead. Aries placements as the first sign is evident in its naivety, but somehow is still both charming and encouraging. Aries placement, they walk a fine line between competition and combativeness and aggression. So they eagerly take calculated risks. All of this combined with self-interest makes them a great leader. They pride themselves in their achievements, a successful nation being one of them. However, they should learn to be patient with others and respect their individuality. The Emperor reversed could suggest that you are trying to impose your will upon others, or that others are trying to impose their will upon you. It is an indication that you should look at the influence you hold over others, or the influence that they hold over you, and free yourself from any ties that so that you can have complete control over yourself. So a good leader knows when to listen and when to follow. He also understands that respect is given to those who exercise it consistently. Meanness is a learned behavior, and uncontrollable ruthlessness can only be changed by its possessor. The Emperor can represent violent, sudden, and impermanent change. It could indicate a wrench in the form of a man or social structure has been thrown into a plan, and you will need to remove it and repair it. Meaning, if someone or something has control over you, pulling you by strings, cut yourself free from the influence and learn to take care of yourself. Live out of self-interest and impulsivity, the combination of energy that is required to remove you from the situation. The Emperor symbolizes social hierarchy, the structure of civilization, law and order, and the patriarchy. The Emperor appearing in a reading could symbolize that your assimilation into a social hierarchy, and both the power it holds over you and the freedom that it provides to you. Representing stability, structure, linear thinking, and discipline, the Emperor could be suggesting that despite the necessity of society to support the groups, these attributes lead to unquestioned authority and the inability to form or express your own opinion. The Emperor representing structure implies a mastery over nature, which reminds us that our own self-interest, we must release the ego to maintain the self-interest of the group, the plants, the animals, the water. The Emperor possessing competent self-interest reminds us of law and order, which both uphold justice for all and acts oftentimes in the self-interest of the individual law enforcement. So the Emperor is not only a symbol of law and order, but the corruption that naturally accompanies it. The Emperor appearing in a reading is an indication that there is a strong need to plan and execute goals that spark passion within your heart. In Aries fashion, you are encouraged to act impulsively. Just do it. Learn as you go and don't let others influence you or sway you in any way. And you will begin to follow the ram. The Emperor is a call to action. You might have a deep desire to start a new beginning or embark on a new adventure. The Emperor is confirmation that you are supported in this energy. It is the right moment to trust yourself and cultivate the power within you. The only person you are destined to become is the one that you decide to be. However, it is a good idea to have a general idea of where you want to be before you set off. The Emperor is known as the Father. He is a symbol for the patriarchy. It reminds us not only of the restrictions in social order, but the stability that comes from knowing what is expected of each individual. There might be a deep need in your life to create a foundation upon which you are free to play and build safety. Think about who it is that you want to become. How do you want your life to feel? Imagine your highest, most successful self. What do they need to get ready for their day? What does their home look like? What values and invisible forces guide their every move? A manifestation technique that might help you is scripting. So for this particular exercise, you will write a journal entry in first person as your highest self. You will write as if you are already in possession of the traits and attitudes that you possess. Without thinking about it, you will begin to possess the qualities you wrote about because your mind has solidified a three-dimensional image of yourself who will act as a guide in times of hesitation or doubt. Your subconscious brain will reference this document and act it out on the next given opportunity. And with each action, you will begin to move closer to the reality, or to creating this as a reality. Use this exercise as a way to bring revitalization into your life. Remember, you are channeling your most highest self, your most high self. There is not a need to be realistic. Writing something extraordinary might get you the results that you're looking for. Write down every single detail that you can imagine and know that you cannot mess this up. It is a form of channeling that everyone has access to. Trust in your intuition and write what you feel called. No one ever needs to read it, not even yourself. You can write it and immediately forget about it. I like to keep mine in a sealed envelope with the date and astrological placements so that I can reference it in the future to assess my progress. Though the Emperor looks like a king, he is actually a servant to his realm and his people. Let structure act as a servant in your life, in your entire life, by using the power of diligence and discipline and powerful leadership to be a guiding force to becoming the person you decide to be in each present moment. The Emperor asks himself, what do I want to be remembered for? What is my legacy? Will you be the Mad King who, this is something I wrote, so will you be the Mad King, or will you be the king who brought about 1,000 years of peace? That is a reference to Game of Thrones. So remember, when the Emperor does not serve well, the negative impacts of his own shortcomings will be his own demise. Develop values for yourself. Develop a singular value and let it be a guiding force behind each choice you make moving forward so that your legacy can be true to who you were inside. And that's all I have today about the Emperor. So thanks for watching. Bye.